Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Dr. Embalmer YouTube channel. Today I wanted to do something a bit different from my previous videos. As you can see, I have sort of a test bench set up here. It's nothing too fancy. It's a Noctua cooler, two different fans, one of which is a Noctua, the other one is a Cougar fan. We have a pretty cheap micro ATX motherboard, and it's running an AMD 7850K at 4 GHz or 4.2 or so. And I also have two GPUs. The white one is an Asus. It's a GeForce GTX 950. And the second one here, the black one, is a Gigabyte AMD Radeon 7850. So nothing too fancy there, but and this is sort of a test bench. It's good to have it open and being able to just test components and rule out issues in case there's something wrong with some component somewhere in some other computer or so. I also have a Noctua fan here blowing fresh air onto a spinning drive, yes, a mechanical hard drive. And the power is provided by a Seasonic Focus GX 750, 750 watts. And so today I wanted to replace the AMD card for one that is a bit newer. And more powerful. It's sort of a fun project just to have some fun, and it will come to good use as well. Maybe I will mention more about it another day. This is a Gigabyte WindForce GPU. So if we just move over here, I have just fetched a used Sapphire Nitro Plus Radeon RX580. It cost me, well, about $90 US equivalent with shipping, or perhaps 80 without. So my plan is to perhaps unbox this one and replace this one. And I have GPU Z open here, so you can see that it only identifies it as an AMD Radeon HD 7800, but it is a 7850. And release date March 5th 2012, so it's a couple of years old. 2 GB over VRAM, and yeah, so why not replace it? And then I thought we can check, first of all, check if this one works, and if everything's okay, we'll take it apart and replace the thermal paste on it, just to renew it and see what kind of thermal improvements, if any, we get. So yeah, let's unbox it. Okay. The box is a bit torn, but that's okay. And yeah, just to mention some specifications, in this case I do get 4 GB of GDDR5, DirectX 12 compatible, and what else do we have here? Yeah, 256-bit bus, and yeah, great. just a beauty. Have a bit of folder. Nothing else really in the box. Perhaps turn the light on. Oh yeah, this is a lot bigger than the other card. It weighs a lot. Pretty, yeah, large cooler. And I mean, it does look to be in pretty good shape. It's just as a first glance. Let's see here if we have any dust. It looks to be in pretty good condition. So the seller didn't leave a lot of dust in, it seems, and that's always good. But I will take it apart later and we will see if it hides anything inside. These stickers are not broken, so perhaps this one is untampered with, which would be nice. But at the same time, the thermal paste is probably a bit, you know, used. We have a BIOS switch, so I don't know which BIOS is activated. And oh, we have some kind of hair in there or something. Yeah. Okay, so let's see if it works then. Okay, so I'm turning off the bench PC now, and let's see if it turns off. And then we'll replace, I will keep the NVIDIA card for a specific purpose, and perhaps I will bring it up another day. Why? And I'll be replacing the AMD card right now. And yeah, so let's see if it will turn off. It's a bit slow, this PC, because it hasn't got an SSD at the moment. Perhaps I will, I mean, if I keep this bench, if it sort of remains very usable for me, then I will switch to an SSD. One thing I have noticed is that this card does require one 8-pin and one 6-pin, whilst both of these cards require one 6-pin each. Oh, there, it turned off. Yeah, and I will turn off the PSU with the breaker. Yeah. So basically I want separate rails, PCI Express rails, as much as possible to split the load. So I'm not gonna use, you know, let's disconnect this one. Yeah, so you often get from one cable, you get like a split double 8-pin or something, like in this case. But if you use double 8 pins, you're pushing it as far as, you know, the cable. So you don't want to pull too much power from one sort of cable, and therefore I thought that I will take one 8-pin from this separate cable, and then I will reuse the 6-pin if possible, if it reaches from the 950, from that rail, for the 6 or 8 pin, because the 950 doesn't draw a whole lot of power, so I can safely draw some more power from that rail. Yeah, but this is disconnected, so let's see if we can yeah, I have to unscrew this. And push the little tab. There we have it. Yeah, perfectly fine card. I mean, a bit old, but fully working. So yeah, okay. Let's put this aside. And connect this one. Right, so let me just, sorry if my fingers get in the way for the camera here. So there is in place. We can get some more light perhaps. Yeah, this card, it does have some room to breathe here, so it should be fine. It's not a very powerful card. So yeah, let's borrow this 6 pin if possible. Okay, this is a bit hard to do with one hand. I will just pause momentarily, okay, and I'll be back shortly. Alright, so now we have this one is split, and then we have a separate rail for the 8 pin. So let's turn it on and see what happens. Currently I have the display output on the first graphics card, and I've noticed that when you have 2 graphics cards and you want to boot up a system, at least this one behaves, I mean, I don't get output sometimes because it wants to boot from the first card and it has no cable attached, and yeah, so I think that if I can get into Windows first, then I should be able to switch the display output from the GTX 950 to the RX580. Well, let's first see if it boots up, and if this one shows up in Device Manager. That's a start, and then we can switch the output. So I will just turn on this one there, and turn the PC on. Yeah, it spins up for sure. Let's see if we can get into Windows. But it's a good sign that the computer booted. So yeah, I'll be back momentarily once we're logged into Windows.